Beautiful, isn't it, Marge? Or as Carl says in The Simpsons, Homer's assistant, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I thought I'd record a pointless video of me walking up to Avon Dam. I haven't been Avon Dam for, it's got to be a minimum of 10 years. Remember coming up here with my girlfriend, or shall I say fuck buddy? Can't be saying that though. Can't be saying fuck or bugger. So yeah, I remember coming up here. I just remember just the imagery of eventually getting to the dam and finding out it was actually a dam, like for instance that you would see in GoldenEye or The Fugitive. As you can probably guess, it's relatively busy up here. I refuse to pay the parking. I'm not paying on Dartmoor, you can forget it, so I parked up for free. But yeah, there's lots of people. I say lots of people, I'll show. Yeah, sometimes I get a bit, especially in quiet areas, I do get a bit self-conscious of recording myself. So we'll just pause it there for a second. Yeah, so anyway. So, also, not even self-consciously, I find it's going to sound really weird when you record yourself. I'm sure Yelena, if she bothers watching this, may attest to this, but I just find it kind of almost disrespectful to the people that are around you when they're seeing someone recording themselves. That is gorgeous. Yeah, so I thought I'd just do a quick review anyway about the game week just gone, and more specifically how it ended. So firstly, let's kick off with the absolute nonsense that I saw on the Elite FPL X account, which, I'll be completely frank, I find it fucking embarrassing, the shite that I see, and I'm so grateful to myself that I have the willpower to mute all these people on X. I just find it utterly cretinous and tragic. And to be completely honest with you, I agree with, who was it that released that statement about Isaac starting, not starting, and he wrote something to words to the effect of, to all you FPLers out there, go touch some grass. Well, I'll go and touch some grass now. It's not really applicable to people like me though. But yeah, just so what the story was yesterday for me was I went on my own personal X account, as I always do. And actually I saw a post from Alex Volo reposted about Gary's video. It was a clip / extended segment that we did on his live stream about basically FPL content being the same. But Alex wrote quite an interesting thread where I skipped to the end. No, I read an interesting thread about content and how, just basically agreeing with me, it's inevitable that it's going to be the same. There's no real, this is going to be happening a lot. It is fucking incredible. Really can be at peace with yourself here. Good God. So yeah, so the thread that he wrote was essentially about how it's inevitable content's going to be the same. It's the same like I talk about when it comes to the fitness industry. In fact, funny enough, one of the examples I gave in the fitness industry was that Muppet, Jesse James West or whatever his name is. And just the other day released some clickbait video. It was just cretinous, but you know, whatever. We live in this day and age of clickbait, and when it comes to music, as I always use deathcore as the example. Could use it to any style of music, to be honest with you, but everybody's gonna be following the trends of whatever style of music is popular and is getting the hits. And like I always stated with deathcore, the reason why it just ran out of steam, and then eventually all the bands like Carnifex, Whitechapel and so on, Suicide Silence, they just broke the mould and just got through past all the other garbage. And they're like the equivalents of the likes of Andy, Raptor, Focal, etc. But point being is that I read that post, and then I saw another post that Alex had released regarding Isaac, and I thought, what is this all about? And then I saw something from Semi-Casual. I'm thinking, what is this all about? So I just went on Elite FPL, and again, these fucking people, these content creators in the FPL space, just posting this shite about, oh, I really want to apologise about the fact that I released this information about this. Oh, I really want to apologise about the fact that I released information about that. Oh, shut up and get on with your life. Like, yeah, someone can argue that, well, you know, they've got a big following, and if they release information and it's wrong, they have to apologise. It's FPL, for Christ's sake. Again, get a grip of yourself. And like Alex Volley made a very, very good point. He just goes, whether Isaac starts or not, it's in nobody's control other than, guess who? Eddie Howe. And I do find that side of FPL really, really dark. Like, really dark. Like, I can have a laugh about a lot of things, and I mean a lot of things. But that side of the game, I'm so happy I'm not part of. Like, you know, gimmick accounts I don't give a shit about, and that type of posting of information which really has no bearing on anything, to maybe find out that you're going to get Semenyo off the bench, or in some people's cases Saar, for instance. But I really, really, really detest that side of FPL, and like I state, I just wish that side of it was just wiped out, but I know it never will do. But yeah, so for me, once I was seeing all that nonsense, I just came straight off and went back to my own personal account, and basically, I don't know, whatever time that was, and then it got to obviously 7 o'clock, looked at the team sheet, and actually what I was looking out for was Trippier. I was just looking out to see if Trippier was starting, and thankfully he did. And what did I say in the video the other day and the Patreon? I said, really, it's going to come down to the defender differentials, with the likes of Trippier versus Burn versus Livramento versus Shaw. Now, I didn't say that specifically, but I did say about when it comes to the whole differential side of things, it's going to be down to the defenders. And turns out that's exactly what it was. Down to the defenders. That's a weird shot. I wonder if Alex Volo can do something with that. Me recording a shadow, but it actually looks quite 3D. That's pretty nifty. That's pretty handy. So yeah, it just came down to really which defender got the most points. I know there's some people that didn't have Jacob Murphy. Gary messaged me about the fact that he's so glad he started Saka over Murphy. Now, I remember on the live stream saying you've got to play Murphy over Saka, because Saka's going to be playing in an Arsenal team. Even if he starts up against an Everton team, which I personally see getting a result, I mean, it could end up 4-4 and Saka gets 4 goals, or 4 attacking returns. But I think the safe play was Murphy against, against Leicester. And yeah, I think that, you know, made the right call. As a rival, annoying. I could have done with a laugh, but yeah. But it turned out it was Livramento and Shah that came out with the returns. Obviously Alex Volo captain Shah. Annoyingly, I put 50p on him returning. That would have got me £2.40, but William Hill don't classify that as an assist. So in FPL it's classified as an assist, where he's shooting from the halfway line and hits the crossbar and Murphy just taps it in. But when it comes to William Hill, sorry mate, ain't happening. You are not going to be getting that £2.40. So a bit frustrating with that, because when I saw it was on FPL that he got the assist, I was like, get in, I've won some money. But still got money on Harvey Barnes, and who was the other one? Harvey Barnes and someone else scoring, but I can't remember now. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, it really did turn out to be the differentials with the defenders. And then of course, the biggest talking point was Isaac doing nothing, which, I mean, I'm very grateful for. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not grateful for it. In fact, overjoyed. And it's pretty pathetic, even just like I said, this is the problem with FPL. It is like betting, like Trigger Lips talks about and Gary talks about. There is an element to the game which is like betting. Now I'm going to deliberately turn the camera around because I know how annoying the sun is when it's behind me. Get another shot of me as a shadow. It's mental. I do know this is going to be a weird experience, Alex, if you're even bothering watching me talking as a shadow. So basically, when it comes to like betting and whatnot, obviously people like me, I'm not like an addict or anything, but the effects of FPL has on me is probably exactly the same as what someone that's addicted to gambling is, which is just chasing, in gambling's case, the money, or in our case, not wanting someone to do particularly well. It is utterly pathetic, to be honest, but that's what the game does, doesn't it? There's no one can deny that whatsoever. Listen to the silence. So I think, in fact there's no thinking, the dam is somewhere over there. But certainly coming away from a 3-0 win and seeing Isaac coming off in the 73rd minute, it was like that. Oh, I can breathe now. Oh, it's grim, isn't it? Even losers like me, when it comes to, Eddie Howe's looking to be making a substitution, I'm like, I got it to the 57th minute. Please don't be Trippier. Please don't be Trippier. Please don't be Trippier. It's pathetic, isn't it? And I know there's people watching this probably worse than me. Worse than me. And it's just sad, isn't it? Really. But yeah, come out of it. I think I'm, what was it, Ray? Just above the 1 million mark. I mean, I was gutted that we didn't get into the six-figure sums now, say 999,000. Gutting. I mean, even in mini leagues, I saw that Firetog, he'd activated his assistant managership on Eddie Howe, so he got 10 points. So Firetog now goes, I think it's now 2 points clear of me, or 4 points clear. I'm only a few points away from Mr. Reed, who obviously I can't play it on here, but he has said that he's now just given up with the game. His team is an absolute shambles. He's got more injured players than Tottenham in his team. The problem with Mr. Reed is that he just wastes all his chips so early on. My gap between me and Jason is now, I think it's like 80 points, because Jason didn't have a Newcastle defender. Obviously Isaac not coming through doesn't help, but yeah, Jason's now 80 points behind me. The plan is still to play triple captaincy on Isaac in 32. Me, Jason and Andrew are going to be doing a recorded video. FPL Nightmare, if you don't know. We're going to be doing a recorded video for the preview of double game week 32. Ironically, Man United's the easy fixture and Crystal Palace is the tough one, in my opinion. Crystal Palace in really good form. I wouldn't be surprised if that game was like a 2-2, even 3-2 either way, but because it's at Newcastle, I would expect Newcastle to come through, say 3-2. And then when it comes to Man United, depends what Newcastle show up. If it's, let's just go at them, I think 2-3, 4-0, genuinely. But if they're kind of a bit reserved and don't want to lose, which I don't think is the Eddie Howe way, then I think that it may be like 1-0, 1-1, 0-0, something like that. But Man United, teams like Man United are just get this season over and done with. I think that's their attitudes towards it all. I think just get this season over and done with. Yeah, I think for this, I've said it before, these upcoming game weeks now, it's now teams that are now looking ahead to next season. I know that, you know, the likes of like Liverpool losing to Fulham, I didn't watch the game, I mean I'm never going to watch that anyway, but surprise result really. But again, Fulham are a team which are quite dangerous at the moment because they can still get a European spot. You then have obviously Arsenal in Champions League tonight. They'll be looking to really do well in that. I mean, I still expect Real Madrid to go through, but expecting both games to be tight though. Like your 1-0s, your 2-0s, 0-0s, 1-1s. The problem with Arsenal is just they've got no striking power. There's just nothing to them, unfortunately. There's no real identity at the moment. It's just, who've we got? Who've we got that can play up top? Marino, Trossard, Manieri if he's even fit, Saka obviously if he's even fit. Well, he's fit enough to do some cameo appearances, but fit enough to start. I'm assuming he will. Sterling is a complete waste of space. So yeah, so teams like that, even for like this double game week 33, as the wind's coming through. Hold on. Yeah, so now it's that time of the season where we as FPL managers maybe need to be looking at those ones that are fighting for places in the Premier League. I keep mentioning Aston Villa, but it's true. Aston Villa, the likes of Asensio. I think Asensio could be essential. not literally, but you know what I mean. I think Asensio could be really, really good differential, but really good. And then of course Rashford maybe, but his minutes really do seem a lot limited compared to Asensio. And then Watkins, yes, obviously he is a starter, but also a player whose minutes could be reduced. And it really is, these next few game weeks are going to be very, very interesting to see which differentials kind of pop through. Yeah, and you know, even teams like Liverpool, Salah blanking, whether you even bothered watching that video I put together or not, of not knowing the results and just seeing doing Salah nothing in 2 goals is just painful. I mean, again, I'm grateful that Isaac didn't do anything, but that could have been extremely punishing. And like Man City 0-0, I know that I got the benefits of Vardy, I get that, but even then, 0-0. I even saw that Savinho didn't even play. Where did that come from? Yeah, just, this really is, I mean, what have we got now? We're week 32, so that's 6-7 game weeks left to go, and maybe it is starting to look outside the box. And as I move the camera upwards, there is the dam. There it is. And we can go up there, so we will continue moving, as they say. Also, what I find funny, whenever I do these long shots, I just know people are getting legitimately angry. It's pathetic, isn't it? Can't just embrace the idea of your, in theory, suspending your, not even disbelief, just coming into this world of imagining that you're walking along with me, which you wouldn't want to do, and just listening to me chatting absolute garbage about FPL. You can see the sheep are running away. More people running away from me. I'm used to that in my life. It's just a shame it's always men that want to come towards me. Literally too, sometimes. And we finally, not quite made it yet, but just to show you what I'm looking at right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately walk up this path up here. Oh, that reminds me actually, I'll tell you about that in a minute. I can't wait, Steve. So I'm going to deliberately start recording from here, because this view you're about to see, from what I remember, is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible. But yeah, coming down here, what I was going to say is the country lane coming down to get here, it's like something out of Wolf Creek. Remember that film from 2000, 2001? Frightening. But here we go. In the words of Ali A, remember him? Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be absolutely absurd. Yeah, look at this. Annoyingly, I can't get through the... But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is fucking ridiculous. Hold on. Just look at this. Just mental. Absolutely mental. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up there, sit down and just continue chatting for a few more minutes. In fact, better still, I'm going to deliberately sit on this here. Not that I can really sit on it, but at least the sun won't be... It'll be blazing my face, but it won't be in your face, so to speak. That's how much I care about the audience. Just look at that. Just... I'm just going to be sitting up here for God knows how long now after this chat. But yeah, no, I think going forward with, you know, FPL picks, I think going differential for the sake of it is obviously a waste of time. But certainly I think there are genuinely some really good options out there that we could be looking like at. Like who? I don't know. But I'm sure me and Ray, when it comes to our free hit team, the free hit in 33, I was looking at this. So, for instance, with Gary's team, he's going to have 13 or 12 double game week players. But a lot of them, they're going to have important Champions League games. So I do agree with Andy Martin that there are going to be some rotation issues with the likes of Aston Villa and Arsenal. So I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that the main big hitters aren't going to play, but like I say, Saka, I know most of us, including me and Ray, are going to have him, but that's just for shield purposes. Double Arsenal defence is almost, for me, bordering on a must. I mean, Ray wants to go Marino and Saka. Saliba and Ben White could be really, really good. Saliba and Ben White could be a good option. Ben White returning from injury and wants to get some minutes under his belt. Very key component to the way Arteta plays. In what respect to Steve-O? Ask Ray. Or Dan, if he even bothers watching this, which he won't. But certainly, I think that even Aston Villa, I mean, they've been rotating all bloody season, but now, at a really crucial stage, can they get past PSG? I think there's a small possibility they can. I think Emre is a very, very astute manager. There's a big word for me. You never know. They could get to the final. Like I say, moving forward, the likes of Nottingham Forest in the semi-final of the FA Cup, Palace as well. Man City have been there, done it a million times, and you've got the likes of Aston Villa as well, of course. And Aston Villa are fighting for Champions League final, FA Cup final, and a top 5 spot to guarantee them in the Champions League places. So there again, another team, as much as I want to be banging on about Asensio, it's just these risky punts and who else in there, and these doubles that are of interest in game week 33. But at least in 33 we're still fighting for something, and that's something I do agree with. Whereas in 36, when me and Ray get round to doing our bench boost then, because we're going to have, I've got 2 free transfers. By the time this game week goes over, I'll be up to 3, which I think is the most I've had this season. I think I've actually gotten up to that 3 mark. And then by the time we get to 35, 36, we're going to have 4, maybe even 5 double game week players. Transfers. So we could maybe capitalise on that. Whereas there's going to be quite a few that are going to be free hitting. But hey, like I stated a million times, I think both strategies are fine. Bench boost 33, fine. Bench boost 36, fine. But the assistant manager chip, the one that people are playing at the moment, that's going to be interesting because, of course, I don't think they can activate their triple captaincy if they haven't used it. So that's another stumbling block for these people. But yeah, this upcoming game week is going to be interesting in the sense of we all have the same, give or take the same players. It's just those slightly different combinations. And yeah, as the wind is just coming through, I was going to do a Patreon Patreon podcast today, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow because I've still got it pressing on my mind for a Total Stever one about the Getting There podcast with Brogan, who does her podcast up at the Launchpod studio, so FPL Juice, these guys. She did an interview with Lily Phillips, and you'll be surprised to know I'm actually going to be partially defending Lily Phillips for what she does. Partially defending. Spoiler alert, she does come across quite well, within reason. Basically, she doesn't come across like a piece of shit like that other cretin. She actually comes across quite normal, but I'm looking forward to kind of recording that review of that particular interview. So yeah, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm sure you're bored shitless already of this. I'll just leave you with a view of, of the reservoir.